Y'all were right. My ex is being my ex right now. The kids are in Virginia, as you guys know. It's definitely different, a little weird that they're not here because I'm so used to having them all the time. And in the courts, in our parenting plan, we are allotted a certain time to speak to the kids from 7 to 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. That's each parent's time. And if you use the time, you use the time. If you don't, use the time. Now, I've been calling like every other day just to kind of give them space, but I didn't get to really talk to them yesterday because I was going out to dinner, so I called them a little bit earlier than usual. But even that conversation was cut short just because I found out some information that I was not okay with concerning one of my children, my daughter, being allowed to go to a sleepover. And there's a couple of things, not just that thing, and I'm not going to say the other thing because, but this one in particular bothered me because I don't consider a child who's 9 old enough to do sleepovers. Yes, she can speak for herself, but God forbid anything happen, anything, okay? And you can imagine what anything could possibly be. She has no way to defend herself, speak for herself. She can be a victim of anything. And I just feel like as a parent, that's your job to protect your child, especially if they're going to visit you. Why are you relinquishing your custody to people who aren't even relatives? These people aren't even relatives. And my daughter has never gone to a sleepover before, you guys. Like, I was livid yesterday, but I was able to speak to him, and his main thing is, it's my house, you can't tell me what to do. You're right, I can't tell you what to do with your house or your new family, but when it comes to our children, certain decisions, especially when it comes to a child leaving my custody or his custody and going into another adult's custody, I need to be made aware of that. And I can't be the pot calling the kettle black if I allow that, but I don't even allow that. There's no allowing that, you guys. So I was really taken aback by that and how defensive he was, because I wasn't mean to him. I was just like, hey, that's something that we need to talk about. And maybe I wouldn't have been as mad if he would have, talked to me about it instead of my 9-year-old being the one who informed me of something like that. She was like, yeah, I had my first sleepover. At who house? I don't know these people. And he tried to say things like, oh, well, you have the kids around people that I don't know. Such a deflection. That's such a deflection. I don't have my kids around people. I don't leave my children around people, okay? I don't leave my children with anyone. I wouldn't leave my kids with the neighbors. I don't care how long you've known someone. You can never trust them especially with your children and your little girl. I don't know, growing up, I wasn't allowed to do sleepovers. If there was a man in the house, a boy in the house, I wasn't allowed to do sleepovers. Like, I'm shaking right now, Lord Jesus, I gotta calm down. So anyway, I really didn't get to talk to the kids last night because I was having a conversation with him. And like I said, I call every other day. So I called today to talk to the kids like normal, and wouldn't you know it, he doesn't want me talking to the children. He doesn't want me talking to my own children. And told them that you're not going to be talking to your mother while you're with me. And you're definitely not going to be talking to her every day. You talk to her when I say you can talk to her. What? Now, I want to call my lawyer about it, but you know what? At the same time, I'm going to let karma eat his ass from the inside out, because those children live with me, okay? And you got to keep that same energy, all that pressure that you're applying, all of this is my house, huff, huff, puff, puff. When those kids come back, they're going to live with me. And you're damn skiddly doodling correct. I sent the police officer around there to do a welfare check, and I'm just waiting because I don't know what he said to the kids, what happened last night after me and him had the conversation, because he was clearly upset. There's a lot of things going on right now, and I just need to make sure that my kids are okay, especially if they're telling me, you know, we can't talk, Daddy doesn't want us to talk to you, and hanging up the phone. I need to calm down. I need to calm down. But you know what? Single motherhood, co-parenting, it's not always easy, and I need to figure out what I'm gonna do if I'm gonna contact my lawyer. Contacting a lawyer isn't always financially easy, you guys. It takes a lot of money, and I just got out of the financial abuse circuit from being in the courts. This is the last thing I want to do. If I want to call and speak to my kids in the hour that I'm allotted, and you're telling the kids no and you're telling me no, that's alienation, complete alienation. So I am going to back off, because I don't want him to hurt the children. I don't want the children to endure any verbal abuse, mental abuse, because he's lashing out on them. So I'm going to take a couple of steps back for their own safety. And when he allows them to reach out to me, God knows when that's going to be, I'll be able to talk to them. But y'all know this shit is eating me up, because because I felt like him and I were making, strides forward. So it's just so weird, and his behavior was just so weird last night. It was just so strange and angry. So hold on. It's just, just the other day we had a conversation about what the kids' favorite foods were and how to make them more comfortable there. And I don't know if he feels threatened because I have such a great relationship with the kids that, okay, I need the kids not to speak to her in order to bond with them more. This ain't losing Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? This isn't adoptive mom relinquishing custody to biological mom. You have to sever ties. This is, I'm their parent. We're co-parenting. And in order for you to feel like you can bond, you don't want me calling them. It's not like I'm disrupting their time or alienating him or telling them, oh, you guys have a horrible time. No, like, I'm a positive, what do you call it when somebody, positive, like, affirmations of, oh, I know you guys are having such a great time, of course I miss you, but, have a great time. So I just think he was butthurt because I told him, have you lost your mind? I didn't say that, but I definitely and I was calm. I'm not this angry Black woman. I was calm. I was like, all you have to do is communicate with me in that same tone. I just need communication, because he was, well, I didn't think it mattered. Well, same tone. If you just would have communicated with me, then we wouldn't go through this bit that we're going through right now. And, this is the second thing that has lacked communication on his part. And I'm just like, if I'm not a vindictive person, so, yeah. But I am doing a welfare check because those are my children. And God forbid. And, I have a teenager who's, I'm not going to say sensitive, but he's more aware of the things that are happening, aware that a grown man has told him, you can't talk to your mom while you're here. Child. The things we go through, yeah, but Jesus, it's making my eyes hurt. But you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to woosah on this one. I try and take this one on the chin. I am going to ignore the situation because at the end of the day, The kids are coming home with me. And that same crappy energy that he has right now, for whatever reason, he's gonna have to play that thing through, because I've been nothing but nice. Definitely apprehensive of somebody one day being a complete jerk to me and then being nice to me, and then here we go, jerk again. So yeah, in front of my kids. So it's just it's not even unbelievable at this point. That's why I can't even shed no damn. I can't cry, y'all, because y'all know I deal with inflammation, and I just feel like that's what the spirit want me to do. So yeah, it's wild. And I know some people aren't gonna get it. Why do you need to talk to your kids every other day or whatever? Hey, if you don't have a relationship with your kids like that, if you don't want to do that with your kids, that's what you would do. It's a lot of projecting, you know? People project because it's not what they would do, and they're okay with not doing certain things. But I'm not okay with that. My kids seldomly go there. My teenager doesn't really go and visit his father for his own reasons, because he's at that age where he can make his own decision. And I think this is one of the reasons why he doesn't go. And I try, and I really pushed my son to go this summer. I was like, you need to go, you need to go. And we had the longest hug at the airport. He did not want to go, but I made sure he got on that plane, baby. I've been encouraging him every day that I could speak with them, or every other day that I could speak with them. And yeah, but it's little things. It's not even little things. These are things that add up, and kids see that. So you know what? Yeah, thank y'all for calming me down. Y'all done calmed me down, because I was all the way up here. But if he doesn't want me to call my children and communicate with them, because I have little children, you know? Izzy and Joe are 9, have a little girl. And if you have a little girl, you already know. Not implying anything, but I need to check on my baby. Okay, I need to check on all my kids. But I have to lay eyes on my baby, all my babies. And the fact that he don't want me to do that, that's a red flag for me. That's a red. Keep that same funky energy. What a weirdo. Alienation, that's what it is. It's alienation, it's outright alienation. And you know, I've been accused and found in contempt of keeping him talk to his kids, but he released my address on the internet. Told complete strangers to come find me. I had to get a restraining order against him, and I was afraid for my life. So apples and oranges, it's not the same. I just got off the phone with the officer. I wish I could have recorded the phone call, but you know, you can't record people. But the officer told me, don't feel bad about calling and checking on your kids. You call us anytime you need us. And that's that. I don't even know why it even has to be that difficult. And I know some people are like, why you guys got that? You know why I did? I only got this idea, from him. Because you can't dish things out and not expect it to come back to you. He has sent the police to this address. And it was over something wild. The kids didn't have any lunch money on the books. If your kids are in school, they put the money on the books instead of the kids bringing cash. I'm a single mother, and I had forgotten to go online and pay. The school that my kids go to, y'all, it's in a particular neighborhood where it doesn't even really matter if the kids have money in the books. The kids are gonna eat anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? But as a reminder, she was calling to say, hey, the kids' accounts are low. Miss Caggiano, as a reminder, I didn't pick up like I normally do. So she called the next available person, the father. And then the father takes that as the kids are starving. They ain't got no food. They living in squalor. She's a hood rat bitch. Uh-huh. Got the police coming around. Y'all see me. Y'all see my channel. Y'all see what kind of mother I am. To even, y'all see the lunches that I make for my kids. To even, I'm dealing with an angry person. And what I'm not going to do, this is probably going to be one of the last videos where I give any, I would say, emotion to it. Because I may talk about it, y'all. But any emotion to it, yeah. Because some people just thrive on negativity, and some people want to see you hurting. They want you to feel how they feel inside. And I truly, on my life, on my children, I don't feel that way inside. I don't feel hurt inside. I don't feel damaged inside. I don't feel broken inside. You know, like I'm missing something. Like I told y'all before, I am a mother. I have a family. Right now, they are on visitation. They're coming home. So that's so weird to me. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse. There's no rhyme or no reason to protect that kind of energy, to make that kind of energy okay. Y'all, I go to church, okay? And I've been going to church on Thursdays. If I don't go on Thursdays, I'll go on Sunday. But the pastor was talking about being angry, being slow to anger, quick to think and slow to anger. We're in the book of James. I think that's the verse or something. But, the definition of anger and how God gives us choices and how it is our human experience to be able to express every single emotion that we are allowed to have. And that anger isn't bad, but in the way that we use anger is bad. Right? And anger evolves from nature, from a protective space. You're protecting something that you love or that you think you love. And sometimes the things that we love ain't right. We're protecting the wrong things. And if you have God in your life, Christ in your life, you're already loved. So you're not quick to anger because you're going to think on God first. You're going to go to God first, and you're not going to be so caught up in the flesh. And so I am not without Christ in my life. I am not without love in my life. That's why I don't get angry. You know what I mean? And I think about things, the way that I say things, how I make people feel. I can joke all day, but at the end of the day, intentionally trying to make someone feel how I feel is not something, it's not my purpose. And most of the time, I'm trying to make you guys feel how I feel through laughter. That's how I know I'm a naturally happy person, because I know I'm not a hurt person. Hurt people hurt people. Happy people make other people laugh. So I'm a laugher. I am a liver, not the organ. So I just don't understand, why there's so much anger, and it's just, people don't know how to forgive. People are angry. But guess what? Again, my kids are coming home. If that's how he wants it, because I know there gonna be some people, that's how he wants it. Good. Make sure that's how he expects it when the kids get home. That same energy. When we call him for weeks, don't call him for weeks. But see, that's the devil. Because then the narrative will be spun around like, she didn't let me talk to my kids while they was growing up. Nah, I gotta let you be the evil one, little evil. Okay, new name. You know what? Actually, first name Voldemort, last name Evil Knievel. But I'm gonna be happy. Oh my gosh, you guys remember that song that I used to play in the beginning of my vlogs? I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be good. Yeah, I'm gonna be happy. I talked to the police officer in the past when he would do stuff like that. The kids would be crying and stuff. But again, I think my children know what they're dealing with. It's not good. It's not great. I don't want to be strong in this instance. But God is just telling me to just let go, let God, and let himself eat his way into his own hole. I'm not going to get caught up in that at all. So yeah, because it's not good for my health. Like, it's not good. It's not good for anybody's health. And just not to give any attention to it. But yeah, that's my day right now, child. That's all I can say right now. All I can do is shake my head. All I can do is shake my head.